Hello and welcome to episode 181, and we are still having fun of the Veeam Community Recap. I am Rick Vanover, and I am joined back with the co-conspirator extraordinaire, Madalena Castillo, back from the world tour. How was it?
Hello, Rick, and hello, community. Yes, I can't believe it's been like 3 weeks without recap. I kind of missed it. But yeah, I'm back to it, and I'm happy to be back to it. This is probably the longest time I was without recap, so yeah. Hopefully, it's not gonna be the case again. So I said happy to be back, but I was away for good reason. I was in Asia for Veeam tours. I was in Jakarta. I was in Bangalore. And I got to meet the teams in there. I got to meet the community in there, and I'm sure we are to build on something really great and to, expand our community in there. So looking forward for some great collaboration. So other than that, a lot of other community projects. But how have you been, Rick?
I have been great, and it's getting really scary because I really didn't have a lot of travel through the summer, which was very rare for me, because I usually have travel all over the place. But when we were, looking at my September and October, it is not going to be so bad. So I have a lot of travel coming up. We'll figure it out. But I'm actually already going to go off script, Maddie. So first of all, you forgot a very important part about the trip and that you got some vacation in as
I
well. And
did. I
trust me, I
did.
saw some of those things on Instagram. Looks like you were in some really cool places.
Yes, it was amazing. I actually did a hike at 4 a.m. I climbed on a volcano. Yes, 4 a.m. It was short, 2 hours, but the views from there were absolutely stunning. I loved it, like to see one of the most beautiful sunrise I've ever seen. You probably saw that in even the
Yeah, that was
photos.
what it was. Yeah, that was
Yes, that
fantastic.
was great. So yeah, happy to have had the chance to do that. But I can see, even though summer, the community was super active in here, and we have to discuss so much today.
We are absolutely going to explode the content here today, but I'm already again going off strip one more time. Was this not the coolest thing ever? A community booth
Yeah.
at the event. Look at that. She didn't know I was going to show this, but
Yeah.
out. This one was Jakarta. Is that right?
That was Jakarta, and I'm very grateful for our teams in there, Daphne, because she was the one that helped out and put all this together. So that was fantastic to have usually we have that banner with a
Yeah,
table,
yeah, a
so
banner. This is a big
yeah,
upgrade. Yeah,
but this was like fantastic. That was so professional. I loved
yeah.
it. So
Oh
a lot
yeah.
of great conversations around this booth. We have Alfred there. Alfred took some pictures with some of the customers, so that was fantastic as well. We had some pins, some pens. It was
Nice,
a really,
nice.
really good one. I loved it. So thank you, Daphne,
Awesome.
one more time if you are watching this.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because that was really a first for our community operations to have that level of presence. So thank you, Maddie. Just congratulations, actually. I mean, just executing that, pulling that off, and you had to work with the local team. Great job, and good to see that it was rocking in Indonesia. All right, let's talk about that said explosion of community, and anybody who can count tabs up here knows what I'm talking about. Let's start with Antonio and uh, moving backup files to another repository. This happens all the time. I think this is a very good one, Maddie.
Yeah, absolutely. So how do you do that, right? Antonio wanted to move his backup job in an immutable bucket. In this case, he said that he made a mistake and it was not immutable. So he's using V12.1 and S3, and he's giving us the big picture of what he has in his lab and three options on how you can do this backup job. He's using, of course, the move backup feature available in V12.1. That, of course, makes life so much easier. And I really like those. If you look at the print screens where he shows, the differences on the repo usage, wow, what a big difference in there, right? Um, I think that should be under option
Yeah, right
one.
here.
Yeah,
Right
look,
here.
look at that. Look at those differences. That looks fantastic. And last but not least, he's trying to delete the moved backup files after the move job and after another backup job runs, and he cannot do it since they are marked as immutable. So I like that he's also like kind of testing at the end, and he's like, hey, just making sure. So overall, really good. It's a combination of like, information links, and I love the print screens. I love the demo in there, and I love that he's giving us like three options on how we can do that. So pretty good.
Yeah, this is a great use case, a kind of extended use case of the scale out backup repositories, move, seal, those other kind of actions that come with this. So thank you so much for writing this up, Antonio. If I go back up to this one right here, right? This was one of those big things we were talking about last year, move and copy backups. It was really, really helpful, really clean, easy way to move that data around. Piece of trivia: the scale out backup repository right now today is solving that problem. And that's actually what it was built for initially. It was when a repository got full, but then it became the vehicle to have that policy engine to move through the cloud, object storage, etc. So, and multiple disk resources. So good to see this thing still saving the day. Awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you, Antonio.
We got a new name we're going to call. Echo
Yeah.
Charlie Bravo 34, Mr. Craig Brown, one of our employees. The first time we've called his name, and he's talking about a really cool topic as well.
Yeah, basically, he says encryption should be used whenever possible, and I couldn't agree more on that. So what Craig is doing here, he's discussing Veeam plugin for enterprise database and the options for encryption and settings that can be configured. And he's discussing network traffic encryption, V12.1.2 by default. Network traffic encryption is in place for Veeam plugin in backup. And then he shares links for specific commands and steps required with each plugin. And for more, you can always follow those links. He's adding the links, and I guess you can just go over it for all of those. If you are interested in more details, we are not going to do that today, but
Okay.
because that would be a bit too much, right?
Yeah.
Uh, but then for the repository encryption, he goes a bit more, he's a bit more specific for all existing plugins. So he's going over Oracle, SAP HANA, Microsoft SQL Server, SAP on Oracle, and DB2, and he's really discussing it in detail. And then obviously he's sharing some links within those paragraphs. So as well, if you want to know more on that, there is documentation, there is a lot of information. So you have everything you need to find out more on that.
Yeah, and this is really great, Craig. Thank you so much for writing this up. And anybody who's used this, if they've used one database and they want to encrypt the backups, they might find out, oh, well, we don't do it for all of them. Well, that's a good point. This is actually, in my opinion, kind of like a test question. Can you do repository encryption on all of these databases? No. Some of them, yes. Is it reasonable to expect that eventually we'll get them all? Yes. But I do agree with this topic here, encrypt whenever you should, because that's just a great way to protect the backup data. So thank you, Craig, and please post again here on the hub. You do amazing stuff with databases, and we'd love to hear about it. So thank you, Craig, and good to call your name here.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, still a lot of tabs. Take a breath. Here we go, Maddie. All right, next up, Oliver. By the way, did you all know he speaks French? But that's another discussion.
Oh, okay.
Oliver,
I
yeah,
didn't know.
exactly.
I
He's
didn't
originally from
know.
France. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, migrating the Veeam infrastructure off of a production domain, part 1 of 4, and I have to assume is that this is one of those things that an organization has gone through that to help bolster their security kind of footprint and not be interconnected with everything else. This is
Mhm.
really this is really fantastic, and I love that it's going to be a series.
I agree. I mean, it is already a series because at the bottom of this, you get
Oh, yeah.
yeah, just if you go at the bottom of it, you're going to see the links for the other three post from the series. But yeah, I agree with you. This is a fantastic write-up series from Olivier, and he's discussing how to best protect our Veeam infrastructure. I would assume that, yeah, this is from, like with all the details that are put in there, I would assume that this is taken maybe from a real case, from a real scenario. And yeah, he's talking about some measure that we should take, and he's saying like that best practice is that Veeam components, where appropriate, are off the production domain. And he's discussing further the reasons why that's important. And he really goes into detail in this first part from the series. And he ends up the first part with this line saying the best practice is a separate Active Directory forest with a one-way forest trust. And it provides the highest level of authorization and authentication separation while maintaining AD advantages. And then there are the three more parts if you're going to open the links to that. If not, our members can do that. Where he's showing us step-by-step guidance. In the second one, he's talking about he's giving us guidance for moving a Veeam backup and replication infrastructure to child domain of the production domain. And then on the third part, he's also giving us guidance on Veeam backup and replication infrastructure of the production domain onto a backup work group. And the last one is he describes how to better protect the Veeam environment by moving into a backup domain with a one-way trust to the production domain. So I think it's a very, very complete series. So definitely, if you are into that, just go and read his post. I really liked it.
Yeah, this is fantastic. And like for example, this one right here, this screenshot here, this is the type of thing that'll, when you get into trying to do it yourself, you get stuck in like the database connection string and, those types of things. Olivier, this is fantastic. Whoa, sorry, bad driving. This is fantastic, Olivier. Thank you so much. And that is why, friends, he is a Veeam MVP, which is one of our top Veeam 100 programs. So thank you so much for sharing this fantastic four-part series. And I love that it's a journey, kind of bite-sized chunks. Outstanding. Apps. Oh, actually, one question, Maddie. Interesting. Okay, we put it as just blogs and podcasts. I don't know if we could have I don't know if this particular thing really fits in some of those newer groups that we've made, but just to give everyone perspective, we've talked about Calculator Corner and some of those other types of groups that we've made recently. Uh, Oliver is in that group, right? So if you think about, let's see, go, you're seeing all of our stuff here. But basically, if we look at calculator comments, health check clinic, and then the blueprint section that's over there, Olivier is in that same group, just to give everyone some background. So he
Mhm.
sits in that group that does those advanced architecture type things. And I can't even keep up with everything, but yeah, I think the blueprints was down here, if I'm right.
Yeah, it was there. I mean, let's leave it with Olivier. If he feels like that could fit better in a different category, let us know and we can adjust it for you. Otherwise, it can sit very well in the blogs and
Yeah, I
podcasts.
don't know. We got a lot of Joe in here. Otherwise,
Yes. We
but
we
no,
we
yeah,
love Joe, right? We love
we
Joe.
love Joe, and Joe's on the same team as Olivier. So
Yeah.
just to give everyone perspective, when this group shares, it's usually really, really good stuff.
And we
So
look forward
yeah,
to see both of them in Berlin.
that's right. That's right. We're gonna have some fun with them. That's right. All right. Okay. Those are the three long form shared topics, but we have some news. And we
Yeah.
have something new in addition to the news. Okay. And both of those are before textbook special department news. I want to let everybody know we are recording on Thursday the 29th, Wednesday the 28th, just yesterday. We launched 12.2. So Veeam Backup and Replication, Veeam 1, Veeam Data Platform 12.2. So if you're like me and want to get upgraded, you want to check out KB 2680 because it'll have the links to the downloads, it'll have the history, so you can kind of keep up to date on what's going on. And first doc I want to just share with everyone is the release notes. This is a great one. Uh, this actually, you know, continues the journey and the story of what we started at Veeam. We're going to see in here, this is a lot of notes, but what I'm looking for is Proxmox is now supported and MongoDB is now supported. And there's new capabilities around Nutanix AHV. So 12.2 is out. Do you think we got time, Maddie, to go through all 47 pages here on the recap? No,
I
I don't
don't
think
think
so.
so, but I
But
do know that the next weeks and months are gonna be full of this kind of
yep.
content and comments and great
Hmm.
stuff about 12.2 at the Community Hub. So we are going to discuss it. Right now,
Yep.
it would be a bit too much, but definitely
Uh-huh.
we're going to share this PDF with our community so they can look in
Yep.
detail, they can do their upgrades, but a lot of fantastic enhancements, features, integrations. So definitely go over it. It's really good stuff in there.
Yeah, and the one area I want to draw everyone's attention to is review the upgrade checklist. That's what I had just clicked on. This is actually really a solid page. Okay. And I'm looking here. I upgraded with no surprises in my labs. I had several environments I upgraded yesterday. If you have some VHRs, there's a nice point right there, but that's something I've done right from the start, so that's not an issue. So it's really a rather straightforward upgrade. And I like in the format they've started doing it here. They're asking, are you using it's a question. Are you using this with a performance to your extent? If you're not, it doesn't apply to you. So that's a really cool format on how to
Mm-hmm.
do it. Awesome.
Totally.
Congratulations, Veeam product management team. This is a big milestone. And the best part, Maddie, there will be more. This is 12.2. It's reasonable to expect we'll have another release yet this year.
Oh
So,
wow. This
yeah.
is great. Let's see when that comes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be great. All right. That's my news about 12.2. I'll have links in the recap post, but we're also going to do something new, and it's coincidentally related to 12.2. We were talking with the teams, and we wanted to feature a Veeam Vanguard blog, like a spotlight for that. And now I'd like to go kind of off of the community hub and talk about a great post by Sander going into what's new from an identity perspective with 12.2. Very, very specific view. This is awesome.
Yeah, so talking about this new section that we're going to have. So from now on, we've been discussing about this new section for a while now, but we never really integrated right to the community recap. But now it's time because we found this great article from Sander. So the idea started like, hey, our vanguards have their properties and they are sharing some really amazing content. How can we recognize that? In the recap. So we decided to create this Vanguard blog spotlight, probably we're going to call it, right? So every week we're going to select one article from the Vanguard's blogs, and we are going to comment it in here in this section as a recognition for their, efforts that are putting into writing this awesome content and sharing it with the world. So, without further ado, let's talk about Sanders' amazing post. So, as you said, he's talking from from his job perspective as a identity. What's his position? Identity
Identity management expert.
management. Yeah,
He's one of
expert.
the best. Yeah,
Okay, one of the best. Did you
one
hear
of the
that,
best.
Sander?
Yeah,
We
in the whole
okay.
world. He's good.
Yeah, he is. He's a good guy as well. We like Sander. So he's basically discussing here, I think, about five new things from the release. One of them is the security administrator new role that is enabling organizations to delegate certain sensitive tasks such as managing saved credentials, backup encryption, passwords, and 4 eyes authorization requests without providing the ability to manage other backup server settings, backups, and restores, which is fantastic. And then he also talked about incident API operator, additional ASS and NetBIOS checks in the security and compliance analyzer, the Gmail and Microsoft 365 support email notifications for Veeam backup for Nutanix V6, database authentication for Oracle. So it seems like from his perspective, these are like the most important for his job. So really good um, job, that he just got the release. He already put together this article yesterday. Fantastic job there, Sander. We liked it. We enjoyed that.
Yeah, and this is fantastic, Sander. And like for example, LSAS, the LSASS, I call it LSAS. It's kind of funny. Different tech acronyms have like different like pronunciations around the world, but like this is a big one. I love to see how we're innovating the security and compliance analyzers, probably mentioned over there in the 47 pages. But it's actually really cool that, again, Sanders breaking it down to just that identity management perspective, and I really like that. And I'm just going to say, Sander, I want to give you a really big thank you. You gave us some really good feedback about a different capability, a beta over on the private part of the hub, and that is absolutely fantastic. So thank you for that. I think he knows what I'm talking about. Secondly, to the kind of the point of why are we featuring now some of these Vanguard blogs, you bring up a good point, Maddie. I mean, we talk a lot about some of the legends that post on the hub. We talk about some of the MVP content on the hub. But the Vanguards are doing their thing on their own properties. So yeah, fair shout that we can feature them. And happy to pick a solid post from Sander for the
Yes.
first. We were struggling with the name. I had to write it down. The Vanguard Blog Spotlight. So congratulations.
There you go.
Maybe we should do a blog. I don't know. What is Sophia or a badge? I don't know if Sophia thinks about a new badge, but
That could be an interesting thing. I'm not sure Sophia is going to appreciate
she's so nice. She'll never tell me that my crazy random ideas are too much, but she's good like that. But
Yeah.
congratulations, Sander. You're the first one for the Vanguard Blog Spotlight.
Yes.
All
Absolutely.
right. Traditional special department starts now.
Yes.
And we called this one out a couple weeks ago, I think, but Mohammed and Jeff are going to talk a little bit about object storage, and this will be officially a VUG Egypt. Yes, Egypt, that one. It's hard to go from U to E, like VUG, and G is in Egypt and both. That's actually really hard to roll. Anyways, Jeff and Mohammed are going to rock this one out. This is going to be a good one. And Mohammed is really sharp, by the way, everyone.
He is. And this is going to be an English one for a change, even though it's happening in the VUG Egypt space. Obviously, Jeff has not learned yet Arabic.
Give him a week. He's learned Kubernetes. Right? He can handle about anything. So.
Yeah, definitely. If he can spell Kubernetes, he can do anything. So that's true. But yeah, this is going to be in English. So everyone that is actually interested, it doesn't have to be based in Egypt or, just everyone speaking English and interested actually in this subject. It's going to be like introduction and insight in object first, as you can see. So it's happening September 9th. So mark your calendars. It's going to be 12 p.m. New York time. So yeah, looking forward to see you all there. I'm sure Mohammed and Jeff are looking forward to have you there, and they're gonna be able to answer all your questions.
Yeah, good stuff. I'm sure it'll go deep. And Mohammed, thank you for helping drive the VUG Egypt additional content here because, some of the other things that are done in Arabic, of course, really resonate well. But bringing in extra guests and stuff, good stuff, love it. Jeff, just be Jeff. You'll be fine. All right. Now, next up is a post from a lady named Maddie about blog of the month, and we've got a pretty good set of options here this month, Maddie.
Exactly, because I was saying, like it was summer, it was August, it's gonna be like chilled, and we are not gonna have that much content. There you go. You have like 6 great pieces of content in there to vote for. I did my vote. Did you put in your vote, Rick?
I did. That's why I'm not logged
Okay.
in because I
Yeah.
already did vote. I did. Hey, come on. You were out. I was trying to be a lot more transactional in the hub while you were gone. But yes, I did vote, and I think most of these we featured on the recap. If I'm
I
thinking,
think so.
yeah.
Yes.
So, Stabs, Christian, Tariq, Antonio, or I can never remember.
Antonio, yeah, is the one.
Yes,
I think
Antonio.
it's just the
Yeah,
one that we just mentioned. Yeah.
yes, yeah. It's just like you got avatars, you've got usernames, and you got their human name, and you gotta like get them all right so quick. It's hard. And we have Chris and Dips. Dips, hey man, how you doing? I hope to see you in Berlin. But anyways,
We will.
yes, that's right. I believe we will. Vote by September 1st, so a couple more days. I guess that's Monday, I think, would that be? Or Sunday? I can't
I
remember,
think
but
it's Sunday, September 1st, and we are going, yeah, that's a Sunday,
yeah.
September 1st, and then we are going to announce the winner on Monday, September 2nd.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, good luck, everyone. Go ahead and put your votes in. Thank you, Maddie, for preparing that.
Absolutely.
We're almost there. You ready? We're ready to bring it home. All right.
Let's do it.
No, that's scary. No, that's scary. Last up is Who's New, produced by Sophia. We are happy to welcome plus 86 members this week. Still nice, solid growth. I love it because we did do it last week. Looking through here, anything stick out?
That's a really good number. I'm impressed. Plus
Yeah, yeah,
26. Wow, for a week.
yeah.
Oh my
Well, I
goodness.
don't know. Madalena was running throughout Asia talking about the community hub. Somebody's going to listen. So I don't know.
Yes, and I want to actually say a big thank you to Tariq because I saw so many people from Turkey registering actually. Um, on top of the people that register from Asia, from where I work, Tariq did a really fantastic job of sharing, links from the community hub and so many Turkish names that appeared,
Yeah,
like members.
yeah,
So thank you, Tariq,
yeah,
for that. Great job.
yeah. I think I like tech support. That's a cute one. I like that.
Yeah.
Couple of yeah, it's just like I just love seeing the names that people. This one is interesting. That could be a cool company name. Alpha
Flint
3 Cloud.
Fox. Do you like the Flint Fox one?
Whoa, which column? Flint
It's the
Fox. I didn't
last
see that.
one.
Oh,
Maybe,
that's cool.
maybe.
I wonder
Yeah,
if
that's a
that's.
cool.
Wonder
Smile
if.
Global. Look at that.
Oh,
Smile
that's.
Global.
I'll make that one red. That's happy. Yeah, that's good. Cool.
So many cool names.
Yeah, long IT. I just love seeing the creativity of this. So, anyways, big welcome everyone. Sophia's completely subjective pick of the coolest usernames are. We will see these 4 individuals. Tester, Wicketphil. I like Wicketphil. That's a cool one. I didn't even catch these on the other list.
Yeah.
Reality Prime and Alpha 3 Cloud. And Alfred's pick, the one you have a badge coming your way, Smile Global. You called it, Maddie. That's a
Has
good
to
one.
be.
Yeah, awesome. Awesome. All right. Thank you, Sophia, for prepping the Who's New this week. Always love issuing a badge featuring out the new members. And Maddie, so you had your travel.
I
Did I
did.
tell you?
And
Did I tell you about my travel?
tell me about your travel.
Oh, buckets. The rest of this month, I will be in. See, I'm going to do Veeam tours next week in Argentina and Chile. Sophia's going to be with me as well. We're going to have not as big of an operation as what you had there in Jakarta, but we'll have something. So I don't know. Maybe Sophia and I will record on location. I don't know. Maybe you and I will find a time. I have not gotten there yet. We will sort that out And then I've got something in Florida and something in Sweden and something in
Oh my
somewhere else.
goodness. Denmark. I
Yeah.
think you're going
Yeah,
Denmark.
I had to drop that and add Seattle.
No.
I know, I know. Michael Cade will be there because there's somebody we want to talk to. But
Yes.
yes, so we'll put Michael up to that task. But
Okay.
Maddie, thank you so much for curating the content this week. I hope you had a great holiday kind of vacation time off.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick. It has been great. And looking forward for more community recaps from now on.
Oh yeah, yes, indeed, indeed. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. We don't know the plan for 182, but we will figure that out sometime before next week. All right, have a nice weekend, everyone.